Okay. Of course, I'm a little bit before 11:30, but I think if I can do this every time, I'm gonna do it like this. Whereas I come in here at 11 or around 11, could be a few minutes after, doesn't matter. And then I get everything ready, and then I go live about 5 minutes before I'm actually supposed to start. And then now we're at this point, official start time. Okay, give me a sec here. Oh, pardon me. If I had the money, I'd pay you. I literally don't have any money. Well, almost no money, but nothing I can pay help my streams or my development. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I occasionally I'll get a request like somebody is doing music or art and they want to do something. I could not pay anybody anything right now because I literally almost have no money. I have a couple hundred in the bank, half of which is going to go to uh, uh, um, a clinic, hospital essentially, bill for my blood pressure type of stuff. I got to buy blood pressure medication, and I also have to renew a couple of domain names, which isn't cheap either. It'd be about 20, 25 bucks, or depending on if they raise the price or not. It could be 30 bucks. So that's almost all the money I have to my name, except for a little bit of cash, and um, I can't really put that into the bank just yet. So it's just it would be stuff I have to spend right now, and that's literally all I have to my name right now. So yeah, so that's yeah. If I had money, I probably would actually be helping a lot of the stuff. You know, kind of what I was hoping that this would. Let's go to desktop. I'm sure you don't want to look straight at my face. Uh, that's partly why I'm doing the YouTube thing or the streaming thing or whatever you want to call it. It's not just YouTube. I know it's on Rumble also, but it's partly why I'm doing it. I hope maybe one of these days I can get some support from it. And yeah, of course, the goal is to finish the game, and but then also to document making it. So, so far I've done this since last November. No, last November. It's almost a year now since I started this new thing. Since I actually started the phases and actually did this current version of the game. So, and I've done 180. So I'm on live Devstream 188. I don't say live stream because I did more live streams than that, but Devstream 188, and then now I hadn't done anything for like 5 years, like since 2019. But then before 2018, 2019, somewhere in there, I did something like 600 videos. And now don't get me wrong, they were all crap, but there were the quantity is there. And if the quantity is there, and if it helps you get views and stuff, then that's great. But I, from my experience, that doesn't happen. So you can say doing a lot of quality stuff, or doing a lot of quantity eventually gets you higher quality. They did that test. I don't know if it was a real test or if it's just a story, but basically where they had a pottery class, and they told half the class to just make the best, most perfect um, jar or vase so that they could make, and then they instructed the other half of the class to make as many, do as many jars or vases that they could do. And by the end of the time, the ones that were told to do the most perfect looking thing um, didn't end up turning out one, and the ones that did a ton of them actually turned out some really nice looking vases. And the idea being that you always improve. Well, yeah, if you make a conscious effort to improve, um, then you're going to improve. And I don't think I did that for those 600 videos. They're still up. You can watch them. They're boring. Most of them are either tutorials. Some of them are me doing some basic modeling in Blender, trying to go through some Blender tutorials, whatever. Not very good. So anywho, uh, so that. So I guess the only other thing to do is put in the time. I keep on. I'm almost to the point where I'm kind of going. Well, maybe I should just stop doing the streaming, anyways. I mean, not necessarily stopping the game, of course. The game's got to get finished, but maybe I should focus on the updates themselves, and I should do it properly. I don't know how to do it properly. In fact, I find it being a pain in the butt to try to record stuff. Well, okay, so what I did first off is so like before I wasn't going to do stream at all, and then somebody suggested you might as well, you're going to be on there, you're going to be doing it, you might as well just go ahead and stream it. And I started streaming it, and then I'd stream like these whole 3 or 4 hour long session, and I would have it recorded, I have them recorded, and then when you go to edit them, you have to go through like 4 hours of footage. And then sometimes if you're doing it every day, like I was doing, then you'd have tons and tons of footage to go through, and it's just like you can't you can't get a you can't get a video done in a short amount of time with that much footage that you have to go through. And then so what I had decided to do later on was I record clips, but then you don't know which clips you should record. In other words, I'd be doing stuff, and I might do something, and but then I don't have the clip of me doing that thing. So either I'd have to recreate it, or I'd have to just tell you after the fact, or something. Or the other thing is I could do is find a setup that allows me to hit something. I think there's a 30-second deal in OBS, and I'm using OBS 29, so I don't know how that works, but where it will record the last like 30 seconds or whatever, save it as a video file or whatever. I could do something like that where it's tied to a hotkey. So when I'm about to do something, maybe if I'm trying to figure out something and I don't know what to do, but then when I do the discussion with the AI, and then for instance in the game, and I come up with some ideas and I write them down. Well, maybe what I should do is I should start recording after I've got my ideas, and maybe I should go like, oh yeah, so this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I decided to do. Blah blah blah, and then actually do it, and I can record the part where I'm actually putting the thing in. Um, but again, it's a lot of work, So basically, what I've been doing is I just like recording a couple of clips after the fact, showing my progress, because really, what you're interested in progress. Now, I'm not talking about everybody that watches a video on YouTube is interested in that, so to speak. But when you're watching a project, you want to see something get done. You don't want to watch the boring stuff. You just want to see it like come together, right? That's why you have time lapses. That's why you have some decent editing. And guys, they take a week, or they take a long time to edit a month's worth of video or whatever. And so I just decided I would go ahead and show the progress that I made at the very end, and then I'd make my updates based on that. But I'm only getting the basic of the lower double digits in views for my updates, and of course I'm getting you can count on one hand sometimes how many people watch my live streams. And obviously, there's a lot of different reasons for people not watching live streams. You know, you got work, you got school. Maybe you're sleeping because maybe in your time in your location, it's actually nighttime, it's not daytime. You know, that sort of thing. So um, there's not going to be a time where it's going to be like everybody can watch. If I had a bunch of people and they came in and I had several hundred viewing. I mean, there's enough people in the United States on the East Coast, for instance, or that around the world that don't have a regular day job, or maybe this is their time off. Maybe they're taking vacation. Maybe they're out of school. Maybe there's enough people in the world that I could do this and still have a pretty decent audience. But if I'm not getting people in the first place, and if I don't get people in the first place, then there's no word of mouth. In other words, nobody's gonna say, "Hey, look at this guy. He's making this project. And it's really cool." And if nobody's watching it, then there's nobody to tell somebody else that this is cool. Assuming you think it's cool, which um, if everybody thought it was cool, maybe I'd have more viewers, possibly. You know, if I suddenly got a burst of views on my updates, then I'd know I was doing a good job and I could still continue doing what I'm doing, even if I'm streaming every day and I don't get viewers. If on the other hand I still don't get many people on the updates, but I get them on the streams, then that's still a good thing. But as it is, I'm getting neither on neither, and it's probably because I'm not that good at this stuff. Whatever. Anyways, that's not the important part. The important part is the game, which I now have wasted about 15, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We'll say I wasted about 15 minutes. Um, and I am going to break at 1, like usual. 1 my time, which is, what is 1? It's 6 o'clock on UK time. You can extrapolate from there. Okay, so let's go back to this, and I'll have to. Oh, that's right. SHIT. Yeah, sure. That's funny. Uh, you can't when you're in the text box in the Redot editor, probably in the Godot too, but you can't do a Control S from there. You have to do a Control S from here to save it. But that doesn't save any of my rooms because I'm doing these based on these JSON files. So I'm going to save room data because now it's I've modified it. Okay, so let's do something here. Let's see if I can get this done today. I mean, I have plenty of time now. I should be able to get this part done. I pretty much know what I'm going to do. I don't have to do much thinking or discussing or anything. So let's see if we can just knock this out, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I have got 2 methods that both break open the window. So maybe I should not have one break open the window because it's just a one-time thing. They all lead to the inside, and they should be somewhat different, I think. So if you want to attempt to let's see, force if you want if you want John to use the loose nail on the latch, if you want John to attempt to force the window with the pry bar, if you want John to try and find John to try and find a loose rock or brick to break open the window. Okay, so now we got the 3 things, and I'll just make some. We'll make 3 and be back window 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oop. That. And I'm doing them singularly on purpose because they have to go to different places and stuff. I suppose I could have grabbed all three of them, moved them down, and then separated them. But that's okay. Okay. And there's where's the third one? Okay, there we go. There's the third one. Actually, this is technically the second one. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to rename them, but let's do this anyways. Okay, so let's go. Princess Prep back window 2. And now we're going to do 3, 4, and 5. So that's pretty easy. Copy. Okay, we're going to paste that. Move this 3. And paste this. That 4. And paste this. Make that 5. Okay, now we got these 3 in here. Let's go ahead and add the doors. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Or 3, 4, and 5, whatever. Whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter which one I choose, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open the door specs. Back window. Back window is the one we want anyways. Because I'm just going to duplicate this. Control C. That. We're going to go down here. We're going to paste. We're going to paste 3 of them. Control V. Control V. Control V. Like that. Now this is going to be 3, 4, and 5. 3. Whoops. I done it. 3. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that the tool here. 5. I'm going to make sure that the tool has easy way of making doors. Okay. So now we got the 3 doors. And I guess let's think here for a second. You're going to get an office. They're all okay, so they're all going to be continues. So maybe I should add one more room. And we're going to make this a new location. So let's bring up the things so I can see what locations I already got. Yeah, the location thingy, the numbers and all that is kind of screwy right now. I guess I'm gonna wait until this pass is done before like renaming all the rooms or something. We'll see. New tab, and we're gonna go to rooms, and we're gonna have a new location here. It's gonna be 050. Do I have control B? Okay, that's all right. Okay. 50. Princess Prep. Office. It's gonna be the first office one. Whoop, I don't need that. Okay. Now, what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and add the doors here too. So let's just go ahead and Control V, Office, so Control C. Let's do the same here. Control V, and this one here to Control V. Sure. And we save all, save room data. Let's see what happens. Boom. Only have a problem. Oh, that's because, oh. This is still a black window. This is Princess Prep Office, but this is 50. So that's the problem there. 50. So it's also supposed to be 50. And this one's also 50. 50. Control S, save room data. There we go. There it is. There it is. There we go. Scooch that over here. That's interesting. Okay, and then this. Hey, look, it's a diamond. Perfect diamond. Your friend in the diamond business. Okay, great. I like the shape. That's why I did it that way. But I'm gonna pull this in here because we'll do it something like that maybe. Okay. So now. Sec. Okay, so now I got all these ones actually getting into the office, and then what you see when you're in the office. Honestly, these descriptions, I should have a basic description of the room or the location. Sort of like what would happen if you were if you did like look around or look, you know, like text parser version. Okay. So 1 is the latch, 2 is the pry bar, 3 is rock. Okay. All right. So here, put this down here. John takes the loose nail he still possesses and after a couple of tries manages to unlatch the latch. Undo the latch window, allowing him to open it. He climbs through to face a basic office desk and a couple of plants to his left and right. One of the plants seems to be moving of its own accord. seems to be shuttering. Well, I want to keep this down, not be so descriptive, but that's there's a specific specificity specific specificity. Is that right? Anyways, hit 1 to continue. And I'm going to go ahead and actually copy this text to the other two. Then I'm going to change them to be their respective. This one's the pry bar. Paste. Do that. John uses the pry bar. Use the pry bar to force open the window. The latch finally breaks and he's able to slip inside. So once through. Okay. Okay, that's good. And then let's go over here. And let's say sorry. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. John finds a nearby John looks around on the ground and sees a brick. As John scans the house, scans all around the window, he notices a corner brick seems loose, and after prying it away from the building, he uses it to smash in a pane of glass. A pane of glass. Okay. It was say he reaches around carefully and undoes the latch and slides open the window. Okay. Hit 1 to continue. Okay. Okay, and then this is actually going to be inside the office here. Okay, so what am I going to put in here? Okay. Once, John looks around the room to see if, see what else is there. Other than the desk with chair in front. How about the chair being the desk and the two plants that flank him, he notices the office chair turned up in the middle of the room. He also notices a filing cabinet to his right. What else? Okay, I don't know if there's going to be any more stuff in that office other than that. Maybe a few pictures on the wall or something. I'm not going to worry about it though. Okay, so then, so now this is kind of off the cuff in a sense, just because there's a couple of different things to note here. Um, so, okay, so here's the thing, right? Okay, so I don't really need the AI for this part of it. Let's see, what is this? Okay, that seems to be working okay, and this is working okay. Okay, so now I'm sort of working off the. Oh yeah, okay. So now I got to think here for a second. Um, we have this. Okay, so this problem is the exponential factor when it comes to choices, right? Especially if you're going to do all three choices or more. If you're going to do more, depending on how many choices you put in there, right? So if I do 3 in here, I get 15 choices. If I put 4 in here, I get 64 choices, right? It sounds kind of weird, but 3 choices. You got the first 3 choices, and then you got the remaining 2 on each one. That is 6, and then the remaining 1 on each of those, which is another 6. That's how you get 15. On 4, you get 4. Then you get the next thing you get 3, right? The 3 times 4, that's 12. 4 plus 12 is 16, right? Now, then you're doing 3. Let's see. So I can get my math right here, math straight. You have 3 deals, and then it kind of works like. Oh, how did that go again? I had that like all solved already. Um, let's see. You got 3, 3. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. Then you got 12 off of each of those, right? Right. So you have a total 12. So you have three deals, and so the 3 plus the 12, so it'll be 12. 12 times 3, which is 48, plus 16, which is 64. And that's how that works. So if I want to add a 4th choice and I want you to hit all of the choices in any order, I have to have at least 64 pages. And a lot of them saying kind of the same thing they're because they're kind of essentially the same deal. You're just doing them in different order. I'm not doing like a repeat. Still not doing the loop. I mean, I could start allowing loops now, but then it sort of breaks what I've been doing all along. And right now I'm at 30, roughly 30% of the original pages. So um, I mean, just start messing stuff up, I think. Unless I wanted to start allowing, though, I could start allowing, more choices, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, I am kind of sure. That's why I've been sticking with the only three choices. So the only three things you can do, and be able to hit all of them. So I don't know. It makes it kind of interesting. Unless I did a thing where I did them in a certain order. In other words, I did the choice thing, and then or I did the desk thing, and once the desk thing is done, it'd be fairly linear that ways, which means I could expand each thing. Like, for instance, the plants, to get her out of the plants, you're going to need to use the scissors, or start to use the scissors on the other plant, and then eventually gives the headmistress up, right? So there's going to be some extra actions there. The filing cabinet is going to be another point of information. So I could just do this all completely linearly, not quite as fun, or I could do them, like I said, I could do where you hit all three different things. That means I have to duplicate, especially whenever there's um, any extra stuff. I still have to duplicate some of the other things, and that could even be more than 12 too, more than 15. I'm doing the thing where I'm going, okay, so you have you have three, and then you have two remaining choices, and then you got one remaining choice. It's not really a choice, but you got the one that's left, right? So I don't know. Might take too long. I don't know if it'll will or not. Um, I don't know, kind of. Well, okay, so I know the one thing that I could do though is I can leave it to three because there's only three things to do in there. One is to check out the desk, the other is to check out the filing cabinet, and then finally is to check out the plants, right? To release the headmistress. And I can just do it in one page where you don't have any. In fact, it can be its own puzzle, and later on, but in here it could just be a page. So maybe that's what I ought to do. I should probably just do that. Do um. Okay, so let's do this. Hit one if you want John to check out the desk. Hit two if you want John to uh, check out the plants. Hit three. If you want John to check out the filing cabinet. Okay. Um, hit 0 2. I forget if I said quit or exit. I think I said quit. Okay. 0 to quit. 0 to quit. Okay. All right. Ba, 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 ba. Wow, I only have two viewers today, and occasionally 3 today for some reason. Anyways, doesn't really matter. Gotta get this done. See how is there's this thing, right? So originally I wanted to show you everything. That was the point. The point was to show you everything I did, right? But I right now I don't do anything on the game that I don't do on stream. And when I'm done, I don't do anything extra unless I'm going to do like an extra stream if I have extra time at night, which I don't usually have these days, but if I do, that's what I do. Um, what was it saying? I forgot what I was saying. That's the way it goes usually. So apologies for that. Oh, now we're down to one person. Well, thank you, what single person, whoever you are. Oh, you know what? I never opened these up here in the actual to actually observe. Yeah, let's take this restream thing and dude, that could have something to do with something too. Save. Okay. And I have 2 watching YouTube. 8 part 1. How many is watching? I got 1 watching Rumble. Okay. That's alright. Okie doke. I'm trying to think of something that I was trying to say earlier that I got distracted. Um yeah, I was just talking about how I could not stream this and um what how was I going to say that? Yeah, I've been thinking about stopping the streaming thing because I don't get that many people in here. But I don't know what was I thinking. Oh, it's like you guys have seen. Yeah, I was talking about doing stuff offline so I could get stuff done. Um, because I was originally gonna make sure you were able to see everything. Well, you've seen the process now. If you've watched or listened to any of my live streams up until this point, you only need to watch maybe 1 or 2. You probably don't even need to watch 2, probably just 1, but maybe 1 or 2 or 3. Um, you get the idea of what I do. I come up with something. I've got 2 things that I got to come up with, and then I have to come up with interesting decision points. And then I go and chat with the AI sometimes, and then I'll write stuff down until I'm finally ready to do it. Then I'll implement it, and then um, wash, rinse, repeat, right? And so I just keep on repeating, and so I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I did from the beginning almost. I have this process, so I could from here on out I could decide not to stream anymore, and it probably wouldn't matter that much, even for you guys to actually watch and enjoy watching it or listening to it. And so I could just get through some stuff, and then maybe I'd show you the updates. I'd still do the updates and still record some things for when I actually finally got something done. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I guess there's a couple things though. Like I was keep on talking about Blargus and how he made how I think um his devlogs are great. I'm sure there are other great devlogs there. He's the only one that I've actually, recently watched though. There's like Thin Matrix, and he's okay, and it's a Dev Duck or something. I forget. Um, where they actually do pretty good job, but and then they also have some pretty good numbers. Well, you find out that maybe they do it once or twice a week, maybe they do it once a month or something. Tony versus Robbie. A's Club in Battle. Okay. Um, let's see. Look at my subscriptions. I got like a billion subscriptions in here, don't I? Um, I haven't been looking at actual like devlogs lately. The point and click devlog was really good when he was actively doing stuff. He's not doing anything that much right now because he's released his game, and so he's got a few videos left. Actually, his were pretty interesting. Um, again, he's another one. I mean, I think I still like the Vargas one better a little bit, but point and click dev guy, his ones are real good, and and I can't spend forever watching every devlog out there because there's tons of them out there. But some of these guys, they just get let's see, where it's been ages since I even looked at this. Well, of course, there's Blargus. He's got 104K subscribers, and again, I guess I can still use him as an example. I should be working on the stupid game. Like, I still got just to one, so I got about 45 minutes left. Uh, I think I'll still get it finished though. Really, all I have to do is the Princess Prep thing. And in fact, I'm almost done with that. So, and it's going to be three choices, and you're going to do all three of them, which means um, you're going to have going to have the 15. It's just going to be set up that ways. Um, Now sometimes I could do the 3x3. If I do the 3x3, uh, it means that you go through. You get to pick one of the three choices, but then the other two choices are made up for you. Um, you don't get to choose those. In fact, I might should look through my thing and see when the last time I did the 15 and when the last time I did the 3x3, and uh, see if I'm due to switch patterns. Maybe I should come up with some other patterns. Okay, so videos. We'll go by latest here. Okay, so I made a Godot game in 2.5 years, 160K views. Now that's a big one because that's a big accumulation of all the other devlogs of this game. So this is an overview of the whole thing. So it's okay that it gets that much, right? 160K views. This is only a minute. That's the launch trailer. That's only that doesn't even get as many as his deal about making it. Uh, Official release date trailer that got 41K views. That's only a minute and a half. Okay, this is the other. This was his last actual devlog. It was 21 minutes. It's 230K views, right? This is 18K views. This is just a trailer. 2.2 million views. Speedrunners broke my game. I embraced it. Um, it's kind of funny because he acts like it's this big thing that they broke his game, and he made this game for speedrunners is what it's for, and so when they're able to easily go through stuff, he can retweak it and stuff. That's cool. And I'm not saying he doesn't warrant these 2.2 million views. It's pretty fascinating if you watch it. In fact, all these are fascinating. You should watch all of them, honestly. Um, Building a weapon system for my game, right? 12 minutes. It's 134K views. I'm just saying. I mean, this guy's just raking in the views here, and he's got those subscribers. I got like, I got a couple hundred subscribers, or not even a couple hundred. Like, you know, I'll say I'll say I have maybe 80 new subscribers since I started last November. Okay, that's quite a bit in comparison to what I had before, or however you want to say it. But that's that's like 10 subscribers. Well, that's average about 10 subscribers a month. So I mean that's all right, I guess. All right, but I already had like a number of subscribers. I didn't get that many subscribers, right? I got barely little. Now, here's the difference, not just in the quality of his devlogs, but um, the fact that people like the game. I mean, that's kind of the big deal. How to import Blender models to Godot 4 2 years ago. 82K views. Uh, uh, Godot reset tracks explained. Okay, so he didn't actually start his first devlog till this one. My retro melee FPS. He's got 15K views. And that's, since 2 years ago. Okay, granted, it's all that time. That's fine. 11 minutes, 44 seconds. Uh, um, so even these got some okay traction. But I guess that's because they're tutorials, right? If I make some tutorials, I guess I could get some people onto my deal. If it's something that they don't know how to do just yet, and if I can come up with a decent tutorial, maybe that's what I have to start doing. Because maybe it'll get people wanting to see what I'm doing. I mean, I might just do that anyways, just because like some regular content, some content people will be interested in watching, But here, I guess I have to go back because I don't know the actual dates that these are released because it doesn't show. It always says this many times, this many days, this many months, this many years ago. So this is, let's see, this is the last one 3 months ago. Uh, his previous one, the one that got 2.2 million, was 8 months. So that was a 5 month span that he got that he released a major deal. Now this one, between this one and this one, is only 1 month. Okay. Between, I thought I watched this making game levels that don't suck. I thought I watched all of these. I wonder if I see the red line should be here and everything, but I'm sure I watched the weapons one. Um, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't watch all these, but okay. So 9 months. Then this one's 11 months. So that's 2 months in between. 2 months, 1 month in between. Then 5 months here, and I'm sure that has to do with how long it took him to get to that point to get that stuff done, right? So I'm not saying anything about that. And this one year developing my game in Godot, 564K views. Uh, 1 year ago, this is 11 months ago. So these are in between. Now, anything after that, I don't know, but it seems like he's has the months between updates. So how do you get months between updates and get this many views? And I've been doing something at least for a year now. It's been almost a year, and I barely get double digits. I mean I know my stuff sucks. That's not what I'm really saying. I guess what it has to be is I have to make sure that I make high quality stuff. I mean, I guess that's the only real problem. The real problem is my stuff isn't high quality, right? My streams are just my streams. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be going off on a tangent like this. But there's tons of these guys that are kind of like this. They put out a video once every several months sometimes, and they get like tons of subscribers, they get tons of views, and I make something every day almost, just about, and I get like diddly squat, right? And again, I'm not saying that I'm as good as these guys are. That's not the point. The point isn't that I'm as good as. The point is if the quantity thing was such an indicator, um, how come I don't have more viewers and more subscribers, right? I mean, that's just the thing. I'm like, what's the deal? What do I need to do? Do I need to drop the streams and then just work on some stuff so I have a good amount of progress, and maybe that will do it? You know? Yeah, I guess if you think about it, I started with doing 2 updates a week, and then after 3 months, I dropped it down to 1 update a week. Then now I'm down to one update every 2 weeks is the way I'm doing it. And so I don't know. Maybe I don't think my views have really increased though since I first started. So even though they're 2 weeks apart, so if I do them a month apart, does that mean I'll even have more people, more views on my videos? Not necessarily, unless I have enough done. So that's my biggest deal is my progress. So this is super slow progress. And maybe if I could somehow, I don't know. Hold on a sec. I don't know. Maybe if I could somehow make massive amounts of progress and show that, maybe that's what would do it. Maybe it's not even the quality of what you have. Maybe it's people have to see things move, right? I mean, take forever for somebody that was even the greatest fan of mine that watch it every day. And if you're watching it every day, you're not seeing that much progress. You're seeing me add a few pages here, a few pages there, add a feature, maybe not add a feature for a week and stuff, and that might be the deal. So I might should still stop the streaming. I don't know. I'm glad you guys, you four, I see four in the restream. I don't know if how accurate that is, but thank you guys for actually watching or listening, either or. But I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me if I should, kind of slow down on my streaming or not. Maybe it's the progress, whatever. I know, I know my quality's not that great, but other than that, is there something else that I could be doing that would actually help with that? Anyways, let's get back to the thing here. I probably won't get it done today just because, I got 30 minutes left and I just start spouting off. I'm sure you guys kind of do the same thing on your stuff. You get stuck on something, and it's something that annoys you, or it doesn't really annoy me. It's just I'm just wondering what I could do to actually up my viewers and subscribers mostly. Anyways, let's go on through this again. Okay, so I got to do this one thing first though. Here. Um, this is different. No, this is not different. This is okay. It's just the way I position these, right? Yeah. So this is the 15. These are 12 here. These are 3 here. So I did that. So probably the thing I want to do next is the and that's another thing. I don't know if I should have it. Most of these are kind of symmetrical, you might say. If you look at this, except for these couple of things at the beginning, the way I kind of did them a little bit. What was this one? Hebrew Home, Magic Cats. Right. So we have 2 choices here. Oh, that's because you don't do both of them. They end up doing the same thing. uh, they end up going to the same place. It's just like the thing that I just did with the three different ways of getting in the office. You know, I could have made it more elaborate if I wanted to, but okay. So if I don't need all three things to be done, then so I might just go ahead and as I don't think it's interesting. I don't think it's that fun to do the three by three. But in order to keep it kind of varied a little bit, I think I should do it three by three. Let's see something here. Let me think of something. You'd have to okay. Let me consider something though, and maybe I'll do it this ways. Um, what if I just did two, and the two things are the desk and the plant, right? So you can talk to the headmistress. Now I'm not gonna not include the filing cabinet, but I will. But what if they both go to the filing cabinet? If they both go to the filing cabinet, um, then it's a two. It's like the other, but it's only two. So I have two choices: go to the desk or go to the plants. Okay, and then the only other choice is the other option, right? So that's only four, and then it literally goes to the filing cabinet. Um, that's not as much agency as you'd think, because three choices might be better. But hmm. The other thing I could do is I could just make this particular page where you go over the filing cabinet first, and then I only need to do the other two options. Do it that ways. You can always do, yeah. You know what? I could do an inverted two by two. Um, so I could have a deal. Okay, so if you pick the desk, then it gives you two options to go to either the plant stuff or if you go to the filing cabinet first, then it could give you the chance to go to the plants and the desk. Now, you wouldn't necessarily want to do that first. You probably wouldn't do that first in a real game, but just to make it different, just to kind of change it up a little bit, I could start with we've got five people in here. That's cool. Thanks, everyone. Um, so okay, so you go to the filing cabinet. You look at the filing cabinet, whatever information is there. You get a choice of the desk or the plants, and so you choose one. Then you have to go to the other. You choose the other. You go to the other. Okay. Um, that does that weird two by two pattern. And then the other thing I could do is, huh, yeah, you still have the three options here, but if you go to the plants, uh, what shows up is the only thing that's left is the filing cabinet. If you go to the desk, no, Okay, let me try this again. The desk or the plants? Okay, you pick the desk, you automatically go to the plants, you automatically go to the filing cabinet. If you go to the plants, then you automatically go to the desk, automatically go to the filing cabinet. Then if you do the filing cabinet first, then you got a choice between the plants. So you can do it that ways. I mean, it's there's not it's not as much agency. It just but it does mean that you do kind of get a kind of this different way to go kind of thing. Okay. So well, I'll do it that ways. Well, this amounts to 3 by 3, doesn't it? 3 by 3. Well, okay, it does and it doesn't. Okay, so it's like a 3 by 2, but then the last one you get to go to the other two choices. Hmm. Well, let's do the thing. Let's do. I wonder if I can add the panel. Okay, let's pull this up, and I'm going to try use my graphics tablet. Create an image. Okay, I don't care really, honestly. Oh, right. Let's pencil. What do I want? Okay, we'll just do pencil. I don't care. Okay. I mean, I just need that for right now. Okay, so we're gonna do this. 3 boxes. See, look how kind of crappy the. Oh, I keep forgetting. I'll have to somehow find a way of making sure that the eraser tool is to the eraser. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. What really matters here is let's open this up here. Okay, so we'll do this. Like so. Now this one goes to the other one like that. This one goes to another one like that. Okay? And actually it's kind of funny because I can probably do this. Honestly, I can actually swap that, make the filing cabinet number 1. Doesn't really matter that much. Okay, let's do that. Where's the eraser? Oh, come on. Eraser. Where's the size? Here, we'll just do that. Okay, let's go back to. Let's back down. Let's go back to the pencil and bring this back down to whatever setting it was. Okay, fine. All right. All right, so these deals will go down to like this. I'm only doing this to make the layout more convenient to me. Okay. Now, actually, it doesn't matter which side I go on, does it? Okay, anyways. this, and this. That, because they're just the opposite. So I might put the choices opposite so that that's actually not a bad idea. No, 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 no. I can't do it that way. Why? Because we already went through the filing cabinet. We went through the filing cabinet. So now what I need to do here is this. Like this. And this goes to here, and this goes to here, like that. And they all go to the same place. There. So this is the filing cabinet. This one is, we'll say the desk, and this one is the plants. D and P, okay. And no snarky jokes here. Okay, and then this is desk, and this is also a plant like this. This is going to be plants. This is going to be desk. That. Oh, right. And then we have one more down here, which is this. This is filing cabinet. So go down here like this, and this goes down here, filing cabinet, like that. It looks wonky, but it's just another way to make it kind of individual, right? Oh, maybe I can get this done today. I only got 20 minutes though, so probably not, but maybe I can try. Okay, so now that I figured that out, desk, plants, filing cabinet. Okay, got it. Okay. So we're gonna kind of do this one at a time here. Um, well, actually, let me pull up all the rooms. Oh, what? Whoop, what do we have here? This okay. This is office. So then we got office 1, 2, 3, and so forth. In fact, let's copy that. Copy, and let's go all the way up to the here. Okay, so we're gonna add. Okay, so we're gonna add the desk, the plants. Oh, doggone it! Desk, desk, desk plants, and plants, desk, and filing cabinet, and then filing cabinet, and plants, desks, desk, plants. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move all these 9 deals down here. Okay, so I gotta first I want to space them out. I don't care what order they're in right now. Um, okay. Uh, hold on. Let's bring this guy. Let's go way down here. Let's bring this down here. 5, 4. 3, 2, 1. And there shouldn't be a new location, although I guess I could say technically, well, I don't know. Shouldn't be, new location should not be in there. Okay. Let's take new location out of there. So. And. Okay. We are going to go ahead and do this. OV. Let's do it like that. Here. There we go. I'm not gonna have enough time to do anything anyway. I guess that's my own fault. Control V. Oh, maybe I did need that extra one. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, that's all right. And it would be number 9. Because I forgot the way I was doing it. I was doing this with in this odd way. So okay. So let's just sort of stack these up, kind of how they would be in order. So we'll say this one's the desk and this one's the plant. Okay, and then of course this one's filing cabinet. So then how are we going to do this? This one's plant. This one's desk. That's gonna be weird. I'm gonna have to rearrange for the number's sake. Okay, so these ones are directly under each other. That's fine. This one is going to be, we'll put 6 and 9 here. And they should all go back to, that's why I had the extra room there. Okay, that's all right though. And right, 7 and 8. Then I should go ahead and add in the new one. This one, because they're all to here. And so this one's gonna be, it's gonna be 10. So Okay, no, these are already have it, so that means that this is actually under here like this, right? So we're actually doing 10 instead of. All right. Okay. So that way we've gotten all contingencies. 2 by 1, 1 by 2, that sort of thing. Okay, I'm gonna switch stuff around. So we're gonna put 5 up in here, and we're gonna put 3 over here and 4 over here, like that. So this will be 3 and 4, like so. One, two, 3, and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Should have put 5 down there. I guess I can group. I guess I'll group it by blocks. I mean, it doesn't strictly need to be this way. It doesn't really matter that much in a way. In a way, it kind of does though, because okay, so I could also do this 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that. Or what I could do here is I put 6 up here, 10 down there, 9 down here. Seven, 8, 9, 10, right? Okay. This is mostly important for myself. In other words, this is to make things easier for me to visualize. Okay. So even though it doesn't make that much, it's not that big of a deal in the scheme of things. It is a big deal to me here. Okay, there we go. A look at like that. I like it like that. Mm, mm, The name of the place is I like it like that. Okay. 12:53. Well, maybe I'll be able to put in the doors in today, and then we'll actually finish everything up tomorrow, probably. All right. So let's go to that. Let's go to this one. I'm gonna copy, copy. It's also like the 3 by 3. Only it's dictated based on what goes what. Because these are linear, this is linear, this is linear, and this is linear. But I guess it just kind of makes it a little bit different or whatever. So copy. Let's go in here. Door specs. Let's go ahead and Control V. V. So this is going to be 1, 2, and 3. And 3. And this is going to be 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, I gotta take this. Uh, be right back. Hold on. Hello? Yeah.